Welcome everybody to 2026 KWK Comic Con. We are joined by the creator, Sean Ing. My name is Jeff. Welcome, Sean, by the way.
How you
My name
doing?
is my name is Jeff from the Fully Poseable Wrestling Figure Podcast. And of course, joining me on the ones and twos is my real life brother, not storyline brother, Scott, to my right. But joining us is the creator of KWK, Sean Ing. Sean, welcome, man. It is your third annual KWK Con.
Let's just say it's been a hectic month.
It's been a little bit of a whirlwind for you, hasn't it?
Well, first of all, I lost my passport. I couldn't go to Japan to talk some deals, which drove me nuts because I completely missed Stan Hansen.
Oh,
I missed Stan Hansen. That's one reason why. Because, okay, this is a little story. So Tenryu and Hansen was gonna do a talk show the second night I was gonna be in Tokyo. And I was already ready to go because I still got to pay Tenryu.
mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, you know what? Already and shit, right? So next thing you know, I check my bag. Where the hell's my passport?
Oh man. So is there any chance that you can try to get Stan Hansen later on?
Sending out feelers. We'll
Okay.
see.
All
Yeah.
right. We don't want to spoil anything,
Mm.
But it is your third annual KWK Con. Each year gets better and better, and this year I know is not going to disappoint.
I
So,
hope not.
and
I hope people is not. I hope people are not going to try to kill me today.
I've got the run sheet going on over here, so no, it's definitely not going to disappoint.
Mm.
But first things first,
Mm.
you said you have been getting questions regarding your Great Kabuki and your Tenryu figures,
Right.
and I think we should just start off by doing a live unboxing. So go for it.
Well, screw it. Right. Okay, so here we go. We got Tenry over here. I got questions. People ask me and go, how do you pop the head off? Don't worry. They just went on the boat. They literally this morning I just received the tracking because there was quite a bit of load and everything from the factory that they had to handle, which is why it got delayed and stuff like that. But yeah. So anyway, this one is actually the internal one. So for people that don't know, you see the internal on the bottom. These are actually very limited. They're usually limited to like 15 to 20,
Okay.
depending on the figure. So so anyway.
I I should put a disclaimer for all mint on card people. Please divert your eyes.
Yeah, because the bubble is kind of hard this time around
Mm-hmm.
because of the amount of accessories that you need to go in. So yeah. So just a note, Kyle Peterson, when you're trying to open these, yeah, they're not gonna look as clean as you want.
That's
All
okay.
right. Now
They shouldn't be
that's
popping them open anyways.
this is popped open. So we have the poison mist. We have the extra head.
Oh,
Let me just put
nice,
it on the side. And we have the two nunchucks. They're
nice.
two nunchucks, believe it or not. So thank you, Bonacano, because when we made her, we had a nunchuck. So the nunchucks are pretty easy, as you can see. You can just put it in, not a problem.
Okay.
And then this other hand, this one's a little bit tougher, but still able to do the job. There you go. So two nunchucks there. Okay. Now the question that I got from people that asked me about the head. So this is how you should do it. Put your thumb at the back, okay?
Uh-huh.
Because the hair and the head itself is actually one piece. So if you do that, you're not going to ruin the figure at all.
Okay.
So basically, just pop it in the front. I did that with the test shot. So there you go. Pull out. Not you don't have to use a lot of force to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the spitting. That's the spitting face on the
Okay.
head, and you just basically tub it in. May need to use a little bit of force. Yeah.
Man, you guys are popping heads off like that kid from Toy Story.
Mm, there you go. You need to use a little bit of force to tub it in, but other than that, it's not a big problem. Poison mist with it. Shove it in. There you go.
Oh, that looks good. Very good.
Yeah.
So
See,
when you
I
destroy,
didn't want the cloud at first. When I talked to Joe about it,
uh-huh.
I wanted to be like really spitting it with like a splash sort of feel.
Okay.
But he wanted the cloud. So, the whole team sort of had a vote on it. And we ultimately, it was like, I think it was like 3-1.
Can you turn it to the camera?
Yeah.
Uh, okay, that looks cool. All right. So if you do get this, probably the best way to display is kind of angle it, turn it to the side so it's not
Yeah.
the mist isn't blocking the face.
And also, if you have a look here, since what we had was a who was it? Pat Tanaka's mold before. So we had these little pieces that we covered these parts.
Okay.
So I mean, had to save molds for the production, man. I'm telling you, like this is a costly figure to make.
I could imagine all the tooling and the that went into that. At least you were able to reuse nunchucks.
Yeah, and the facial decals.
Yes, exactly.
I think we did a pretty damn good job on it this time around.
Yeah, did an excellent job on that, Sean. And the other unboxing you wanted to show off.
Should I just leave it like that for you guys to see Tenryu? Because there isn't much except for the hand. So, I'll do it. Why the hell not?
Yeah, we would love to see the belts. For a lot of
Now,
us,
Tenryu is a little bit easier because
as
he's not as heavy with the belts. With Kabuki, on the other hand, is a whole much more different story.
There's a whole production.
The bubble this time around, we actually did something a little different to it. If I don't know if you can see it from here, so we actually had a bigger area where we cover it, because that was one of the complaints I had before with the factory, and I go, you know what, make sure they're controlled, make sure they're better that way. So here are the belts. You guys can see. Let me just take them out one by one. So,
oh, nice.
I mean, they're printed on because we have to.
Right. We do know the cost of the tooling of the belts, so
Yeah. So individual tooling is going to kill. So that's why we opted with that. But even that, the belt molds, even they're flat, we still had to mold each and every one of them.
mm-hmm.
So that's where it gets difficult. Now onto the chopping hand. You see, just like Hasbro,
just like
right?
the Von Erich, the Texas Tornado.
Yeah, Texas Tornado, all of that. So easily can do the elbow, can do the chop.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, here's the thing that I actually sort of played around with. I wanted the arm to be pulled back even further, so even to a weird angle.
Why did you want that?
There's a reason for it. If you pose, right, if you go that far, how does it look?
Dislocated?
Well, one is either it looks dislocated, or it makes it look like that you're really chomping it way too hard and pull all the way to the back.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
And then also, let's not forget about this hand. It can do a slap.
Ah, well done. Well done.
So it can do a slap right there. So that's the fun part. I wanted a little bit more playability with Tenryu, because I thought it might have been a little bit bland for him.
Got it.
On the figure alone. That's why I added the belts, which he was a Triple Crown champion at one point. And you can see the shoelaces. I mean, if I have to be nitpicky, they are not 100% the best I want them to be.
Right.
But I think it still did the trick. One of the problem was because these shoelaces were too tiny to paint on. And that's our fault because we wanted so much detail in and we sort of like messed it up. But after a bit of arguing with the factory, they decal the whole thing and made it work.
Got it. Well, still looks great, man.
I personally love this. Like, Tenryu figure is probably my favorite this year.
Oh, Tenryu's?
Yeah, Tenryu is actually my favorite this year so far.
Oh, wow. I mean,
until Birth of Faye pops up.
I was just about to move over to that. So let's talk about the Birth of Faye figures. You are doing 3 different Birth of Faye figures that are going to be coming out. Do you have all 3 with you right now?
Don't worry about the face. The face has been changed. This was the initial prototype that we had.
Were there complaints regarding the face?
Well, some of them were saying that didn't look like her. But, once you put on the makeup and stuff like that, it's exactly her.
Okay. Now you're doing 3 different. You're doing 3 different.
And the main problem is for Birth of Faye, this is our most expensive figure to make. The amount of decals that we have to apply by hand, unlike Kabuki's face, we talk about the full thing, right? And then also these tiny, tiny little bits and stuff, Also, the hand-painted nails, all of these have to be done by hand.
Gotcha.
So that's where it is very expensive. And then there's the polka dots version. Again, the whole thing has to be applied by hand.
Man,
it's a little bit easier because you don't have to do anything with the boots.
So this is the pre-order for July. Is
Birth
of Faye, the 3 different Birth of Fays.
And then that's the JJ Figures exclusive. Again, insane decals.
Yep.
From front and back. It's a really, really costly production figure to make. I can tell you this much. Like, I'm practically making next to nothing on this figure.
As far as costly figures, where does it rank? As far as your KWK line?
Very, very top.
Okay.
The very top.
Okay. I take it Mantar was the first.
So if you're talking about the most expensive figures that we have made, Max Moon was one. Because of, again, with the amount of decals and all the individual tooling. Mantar, yes, it was. Mantar was, but I only sold it through the site at the time, so it was more manageable. You don't have to share the cost with distributors and like everything else, right?
Right.
With Bertha, I still have to share cost with other distributors. That's where it actually hurts.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So this one has the potential of being figure of the year at the same time breaking my bank. Not breaking people's bank, but breaking mine. So there you go.
It might be breaking people's bank as well.
I hope.
The other July pre-order is Samurai del Sol. You have that one to your right.
There you go. Yeah, both of them. Some people was telling me why I have the yellowish color instead of gold. I want to put it out there, don't worry, we will change them into gold. Because one of the major problem is whenever we try to do prototypes with the studio always decides to use yellow instead of gold. But once we move into production, that's going to be completely changing. It's going to be the same thing. Say, for example, with Hayabusa's face. On the mask, you had a little bit more greenish sort of color, but it's not exactly gold, right? We're gonna change that as well, and again, that's gonna be changed as well. I showed these to Manny like before we put on pre-order, before I posted them. He went complete bonkers.
It's a great looking figure.
He went complete bonkers, and then guess who contacted me? His boy Matalik.
Oh,
because he was like, "Hey, where's mine?" Right? I go, I go, don't worry, just watch SDCC. We're gonna announce it. So yeah, that's one name off the table that you guys know we're gonna get Metalik.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
2027.
No. No, you're gonna have you guys have the list, right?
We might. I was kind of.
You guys have the list, right? Might just well show it. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have Scott bring up that picture as well. Oh wait, let's have Scott bring up that picture.
Yeah, bring up that picture first.
The Birth of Faye. Which matches did you specifically pull those outfits from? Like, was there one or two or three?
Both are really. If you really need like distinguished outfits, right? There were 4, but I thought one in particular was sort of like a combination of the of two of the variants, which is why I sort of pull that and just go, okay, you know what? Each and every one of these are different to each other. I think that will work better.
Okay.
And to each of their own, they look great. And I'm so glad that Rhonda Singh's family loved the figures. The family's ecstatic.
Mm-hmm.
And and here's the thing. Monday marks the 25th anniversary of Rhonda's passing. So that's also one reason why we decided to do it for July pre-order. And that's why I pulled it back so much.
Got it.
Because normally I do it in the beginning of the month, right?
Mm-hmm.
For pre-orders, but this time around I do it later in the month.
Got it.
That was the whole reason. And this also means all the other pre-orders are going to be pushed back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scott just brought up the list coming up. So as we had mentioned, July 2026 is going to be Birth of Faye, the club Kayfabe Samurai del Sol.
Right.
Moving along, August, we've got Dink. And the Pitbulls, ECW, the Pitbulls. So there's a lot of
I want to add something.
Sure.
For August. Not only you're going to see Dink, you're also going to see Tiger Jackson.
Oh, so we're
a limited 100 Tiger Jackson joint exclusive of Collect and Connect in Canada. Also, there will be a small batch at Shop KWK.
Okay.
There's like 25 of them. That's it.
Perfect.
And all the other ones are going to go to Collect and Connect in Canada.
The Pitbulls for everybody's ECW love will also be in August. As we see in September, we got PG-13. They may be joining us later. And Grand Metalik, also part of the club Kayfabe. October, Aja Kong, Alex Berto. November, Ken Patera and Buddy Landell as well. So that is
I want to mention something about Alex Berto.
Yeah.
Even though he's going to be limited 500 exclusive, I've decided to do 2 variants on him. So 1 red, 1 blue.
Okay, perfect.
So I sort of feel that there are some figures that will be more beneficial having variants.
Okay.
And Alex Porto on his own selling one version probably won't do him that well. Okay. So because when you add the completist to move along with it as well, that's something that we can consider. With Buddy Landell, on the other hand, you really can't do much with him. Mm-hmm. In terms of variant. So there's only going to be 1 variant with him, and he will come with a robe.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
That's a guarantee.
My next question. That was my next question.
We are talking of possibly having Aja Kong and Ken Patera both having an exclusive.
Oh, perfect.
But they're not going to be JJ Figures exclusive.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, because July marks the end of JJ Figure exclusive for now.
Got it.
So later in the year, Square Circle Toys, which they're going to come on, we are still discussing some of the exclusives.
Okay. Well, that is the future pre-orders that are going to be popping up for KWK. Now, let's move along to some other figures that have seemed to have been getting a lot of talk lately. That is your new KWK O-ring
Yeah.
style figures. Now, should we bring Max in?
Yeah, bring him in.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's let Max in, so he can talk about the packaging. But the O-ring figures are so far a hit. There's been a lot of chatter regarding those, especially the packaging. The packaging looks great on those. We'll talk to Max about that.
Right.
There he is. Hey, Max.
Hey, good morning,
Good seeing,
guys.
good seeing you on our yearly discussion.
Yeah, it's been like what, 2 years now?
Something like that.
All
Yeah.
of you Cali boys are like sticking together, like beating up on the Far East boy, and like, what the hell is this, right?
Hey, we're part of a clique, you know.
All of you in like California and shit, right? Here I am in China, like, what the hell is this?
Just move out. Just move out here, dude. Just move out here.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the O-ring figures. And Scott, if you don't mind,
Cool.
starting to get the pictures revved up for those. Max, I got a question for you regarding the packaging. It looks familiar. Where'd you get the inspiration?
It's a good question. Like, I mean, I'm the youngest in the team. I didn't like grow up in that area at the era. So, but like growing up, I loved like toys history and stuff.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so I was like in middle school, I was like collecting Transformers,
Uh-huh.
and so I was learning the story about that, and G.I. Joe popped out. I was like, oh, this is cool, and I love buying vintage toys, and so I started doing G.I. Joe. So I think it was like 2 years ago when I was like talking about like retro with Sean. I was like, why don't we like do O-ring style? And Sean had the idea too, because like, the old like Japanese figure, they did something similar. And
Yeah, you were supposed to be investing it, and then it didn't happen. So, that's why we dragged on for so long.
Well, the packaging looks great. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
But I'm going to have you guys go into the figures, go into what's going to be popping up here. Scott's going to be bringing up the pictures here shortly. So the first four, Jake, Bad News, and Jake will come with the snake. Bad News be coming with the rat. Why don't you go ahead and talk about those a little bit, Sean?
No, I'll let Max talk about it because, okay, all right. I'll talk about this, and then I'll let Max talk about it.
Okay.
So this is what happened when we first signed Jake. I think within a month, Max was so ecstatic that he got his friend to draw up this Jake.
Whoa.
And he showed it to me, and I was like, And at the time, we didn't even decide on the outfits yet. The only ones that we decided on were the ones for the SummerSlam, which is the Square Circle Toys exclusive. But before that, we absolutely did not think about, what attires we're going to put in and all that. I had a vague idea with Bad News. I was hoping to give him the jacket as well as the Harlem Sewer Rat. But the problem was the cost that goes in is too much for us. So, one tiny bit of extra cost is still going to cost a lot.
Right.
Especially on this type of figures, because the production cost for these figures actually they actually cost more to make than, say, a regular retro most of the time. If you don't have too many decals on them, too many paintwork on them, or what have you. On the construction alone, these cost a lot. So that's why I was like, okay, forget about it. You know what? Let's give what the figures have the essentials. So this type of figures, you will need a figure stand, making sure all the right parts, so the metal rivets, all the proper screws for the right parts, that's what we need. So, right away we aim for that. I sat down with the factory owner for like what? Max, that. I think I sat down with like an entire week just to discuss this.
Yeah.
And that's how long it really took us to like do a lot of these stuff.
Now, Scott actually just brought up the 1 of 100s. Are these going to be random where they're put in when people order them?
No, they are ordering directly from Square Circle Toys.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
The regular versions, I would suggest people to buy them from Shop KWK because we're doing a big promotion right now. That if you buy full sets, you will have a chance to basically get the entire 2027 lineup. The regular figures. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Max, you had to change up the card art for both of these. Was that a little difficult on your side?
Yeah, no, so we only had a Jake the Snake at the time. And then, asked a friend again, like change the color and stuff. The other three, I did the green Jake the Snake. Bad News Brown, I asked a friend of mine, it's like close friend. I just called him and he came over and I showed him like the reference we need and he just started drawing it. So we did that like in a week. So that's pretty good.
You and your buddy did an excellent job on that card art. A lot of retro, a lot of love right there in those figures, I can tell, and especially the card art. Excellent job.
This is the early prototype, so which is why you don't see the rivets, you don't see you don't see anything like metal and stuff, it doesn't move properly. But you can see the snake. The snake was done really, really well. And these parts are where the metal rivets are gonna be. These two sides right here. And we're not gonna mess around. We will have metal screws at the back, and I'll get the Earl a little easier. So inside the thighs, we will have screws as well, just like traditional O-ring. So we're not going to be cheaping it out whatsoever. We want to give legit O-ring style. The boots, it's supposed to be black. I don't know why they painted white for the early ones. That's why I made a complaint about that. But you see also, they will have holes on the bottom of the feet as well.
Right.
So we, like I said, we don't mess around with this line.
Speaking of the Earl Hebner, if you can bring that up, Scott, please. Earl will be coming with the ring. And yes, there is a ring coming.
Yeah. So the ring, I did like pretty much all of it from the 3D to the decals to the box. So I feel like this is probably like the first ever like product I ever did like all by myself. Favorite part is I think it's probably the art.
The art definitely pops on it, to say the least.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, for the side of the ring, we're just like I made like a bunch of different like variants, and Sean picked the two that he felt fit the most.
Did someone say the ring?
Oh, okay. We didn't know about that part.
Okay, so this is the early prototype of the ring, which is why you don't see the canvas, but the final product you're going to see the canvas on there.
Oh, nice.
And like I said, we don't mess around with these metal these poles. They're not die cast, unfortunately. I wish we could, but there's cost involved, guys. Give me a little bit of break here. But basically it's this. For the prototype, they kind of mesh it together, but it's going to be 4 pieces and you can assemble them.
Okay.
So if you want to, say for example, if you want to have a figure with individual stand, you know how the Jacks used to have the Unmatched Fury, and there's only the ring post, and then then you have the figure. I have the unreleased Kane like over there, and I want to do something like that at the same time where you just put them together, and then you can have a ring right away, and you can do matches and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. And Max, you have the
I have like the first prototype I did. It was like 1300.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show like
broke.
it's like 7 and 4 parts, like It's like plug them in, and I believe when people get theirs, it's already like assembled.
They should be assembled. I'll make sure the factory assembled them.
Yeah,
The only assembly you'll
it's,
need is basically to put the ring post in.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Great job, you guys. Great teamwork on that. That is excellent the way that came out.
I mean, think about this. You guys know that I wanted to do O-ring for like what, 2+ years?
Something like that. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you started talking to us about late 2023, early 2024.
Right.
So yeah,
Exactly. Like, that's why when another company decided to do it, right? Kyle Peterson said to me, he goes, someone beat you to it. I'm like, damn. So but you know what? I'm really happy how this came out because we want to stay true to the original O-ring style, and I think we have done that. In terms of the look and everything, don't worry, there'll be gloss on the figure. This is only a prototype, so nothing to worry about there. Like I said, we're gonna do everything, every tiny little bit of stuff right and correct. No shortcuts whatsoever.
When do the pre-orders go up for the ring? And
Today.
Oh, it's today?
An hour before the show.
Oh, wait. Even I didn't know about that. Holy crap.
An hour before the show, just like Bertha and Samurai Del Sol, they went up at the same time.
Oh, that's not on my shot sheet. Holy crap. All right. All right. Well, since we're on the topic, where can we pre-order these?
For those that want to get it from JJ Figures, you're not going to be getting them from JJ Figures. I would suggest, Scott, can you pull up the new promotion that we're going to have?
Computing. So where did they go up on pre-order?
Well, obviously Shop KWK, we have the US pre-order hub. It was actually dedicated to that.
Oh, okay. Because when I checked your US hub yesterday, the Fantastics were on there and Kevin Kelly were still on there.
I put them on there simply because, okay, you know what? The guys that want them fast, I'm sure they have bought them already, right? So, with the pre-order hub, you're going to get a slow shipping. And that's where the differences is. And that's why, I'm only charging $5 on shipping.
That is huge. That is beneficial to the collectors of $5 shipping.
Right. So that's where, we kind of shifting some stuff here and there. Some people don't mind the wait, and I've talked to some customers before. They go, you know what? I want to get them fast, but at the same time, if it's cheaper, I don't mind. So, it's more like creating another option for customers. So this is where I'm looking at this whole thing. And because of the cost that's going to go in, it's a little bit more difficult to get, say, for example, to work out a certain percentage with JJ. So that's why we decided not to work with JJ Figures on that one. They've been great, but there's still cost involved that I just can't do it. It's not anything that we're dropping JJ or whatever. No, we're not. We still do exclusive with them this time around, right? So there you go. But yeah, so you can get them from, if you're in Canada, get them Collect and Connect. Shop KWK, obviously get them from the US pre-order hub. For the UK collectors, again, get them Shop KWK. I put them specifically in the UK headquarters this time around. And also you have for Europe, you got Wrestling Store EU. You have obviously, this time around we have SquareCircleShop.com, Square Circle Toys. They have the exclusive, and then Asylum, they put it up earlier as well. Australia and New Zealand, as usual, you got Go Figures Collectibles.
Okay. And so people can head over to Shop KWK right now and pre-order these.
Right. And we have a promotion going on, like I said. You buy a full set of the regular series. Okay, so this whole July pre-order, the Jake the Snake Roberts, you got the ring, you have the Bad News Brown. You buy all three, you automatically enter a sweepstakes that if you win, you get completely free O-ring figures for the entire year in 2027. Except for the exclusive. Yeah.
Wait, every figure in 2027 is free to that winner?
Every single O-ring figures in 2027 is free.
Holy bejesus. Wow. Wow. It was...
I have big plans for this line.
I can tell.
And I've said before, I'll say it again. I want this line to succeed. And once this line succeeds, it's going to set us a course for the next couple of years.
Okay. So can I be the winner? I mean,
are you buying?
Of course I am.
Go buy it first.
Oh,
go
okay.
buy it
All
first.
Right. I better go buy it then.
Go buy it first. You have to be there to be part of the sweepstakes, right?
Yeah.
Sean, we had one of our YouTube viewers ask to see the figure in the ring, the O-ring figure in the O-ring.
Okay. Not
in your
we have to adjust the poll a little bit because again, this one's an early prototype. So we will actually lower the polls a little bit because I think it got a little bit too tall. So here's Jake. And you can see he is standing right there. So a little too tall here. But we're gonna probably pull it down by about half a centimeter, or about about a centimeter. Then I think we should be in the right spot. Okay. So we're still early, but we still want to roll this out. And if you can see, once you put the figure in, right? I don't know if you can see it from here. It still leaves a pretty big space.
Right.
So it should do us pretty good.
So people pre-order, let's say today. When do you expect rings figures to be on people's doorsteps?
Well, without too much trouble, we are looking at because I want to be a little bit more conservative on this one, because you never know what's going to happen with production. You guys know that,
right?
So we have set it for about 6 months. So order now. You'll get it sometime in January, February.
Okay. And so I haven't seen, because this just dropped about an hour before. What are the price points on the ring and the figures?
The ring is $54.99.
Oh, that's
actually with or having it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Like I said, I try to be as reasonable as I can.
No, that's very reasonable.
The figures are going to be $29.99.
Okay.
So when you consider another company is doing these for $24.99, with little to no accessories, and we have figure stand, we have accessories to go along with it. Especially we do it in a much smaller production numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to think that's where the costs go into.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Completely understand.
So, an extra $5 is not really that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, great job on the O-ring. Max, excellent work on that card art, man.
I don't know how I will live without Max this time around. I'll go straight and honest, because the artwork second to none. And for anyone that complains about the artwork looking like AI, you're dead wrong. Because I know for the fact how hard this kid worked with his boys on all of the artwork.
Well, Max, you know what that means? You can never leave. You're here forever. You're a lifer now.
Yeah.
No, great work on that, man. You and your team did a great job. Sean, your team did an excellent job on the figures. So, Max, thank you for joining us, man. If you want to stick around, you can if you want to.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, stick around, man. We love having you here. But we're going to be moving on to the new figures that are going to be coming up. Lineup for 2026. We already talked about, Sean, you talked about Tiger Jackson and Dink, but we didn't show pictures. So why don't we bring those up, Scott?
Let's see it.
There is the Dink that will be going with your Hasbro Doink for us young heads.
There's one to go with the Hasbro Doink, and there's another one to go with the Retro Doink.
Right. So
we initially we wanted to do a lot with Dink.
Mm-hmm.
So, we wanted to put a jacket on him. We wanted to give him a little card to go with it. But, once we go back to the tooling cost, that's where we go, oh crap, we can't do it. Because, you look at all that, there's a lot of decal cost here too. So that's where it kind of pulled us to the back and go, okay, you know what is significant that the Hasbro or the Retro Doink didn't have? And right away we thought about the hammer.
Yep.
So we included the hammer in that, and trust me, the hammer is bigger than how it looks here because the hammer's pulled back.
Oh, nice.
But it's bigger than the head, just so you know.
Can the Retro Doinks carry Dink?
Should be.
Okay. All right.
Should.
Should be able
Should.
to.
We haven't done that, but in terms of the size, I think we have done the scale pretty well.
Okay.
So, I think what I will do is I'll ask Joe to basically do a size comparison in the coming weeks, and you guys can see it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. That came out great, man. Those look great. And then you said you're also doing Tiger Jackson.
Right.
And Scott, if you don't mind bringing that up. Limited to 100. Sean, what made you decide to go Tiger Jackson?
JF, who is also the co-owner of Collect and Connect, when we got together, and I didn't realize that he was actually the agent of Tiger Jackson. So Tiger Jackson was Dink.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought, why not? Let's do an exclusive Tiger Jackson to go along with it, because Tiger Jackson, had a significant piece of wrestling history. He was part of a major wrestling history. If you look at the entire tenure of WWE, right? In the 80s and the 90s.
Yep.
So why not have him to be part of the line? I thought it was no brainer. It's something interesting. That's something I haven't thought about, and we're not doing him in a huge amount.
Mm-hmm.
I think 100 pieces will work, and also we both felt that perhaps Tiger can make some money out of that, which is good as well.
Well, it looks cool. The Dink looks fantastic. I can't even imagine the deco that went into it. Just kind of like the Bertha Faye.
Yeah. Well, this one you don't have. We don't need too many decals except for the cape, so that makes it a whole lot easier.
Well, I'm talking about the Dink itself, because there's a lot.
Oh, Dink, yeah. I mean, absolutely. The amount of decals that has to go in, that's where it takes away a lot of cost.
And also that popped up, the pit bulls. They were on our sheet for future pre-orders.
Again, they're going to be in August.
Yes. And Scott is going to bring up that picture here.
And just so people know, the head sculpts are not final. The dog collar will come with a chain. So, I I don't know if Scott, you can zoom in a little bit to the dog collar.
Yep, he's zooming in.
So if you zoom into the dog collar, there's a little hole on the left side, and that's where the hook is going to be for the chains, and we're going to use real chains for it.
Nice ECW love right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
The only thing was, initially the dog collar, it was going to be 2 layers of spikes. But my concern was if the factory will be able to paint them properly because of how tiny they're going to be. So I made a call and I told Joe, I go, okay, let's make the spikes bigger in 1 row only. Then that way, it's going to be a little bit easier for the factory to paint them. Because otherwise, the factory is going to come back to me and go, oh, extra cost because of all that. So,
right. That's the way it's supposed to work, right?
Right. So, we got to be a little bit mindful, and you can see basically majority, except for the torso, are all new molds.
And the other one that popped up was PG-13, the renderings as well.
Right. Should we wait until they come in? Because I think Wolfie's already waiting outside.
Yeah, we can bring Wolfie in.
Yeah.
Has he seen the render yet?
He's seen it. Jamie was saying that the link won't open somehow.
Oh.
I don't know why.
We'll see if Scott can resend it. So I want to go back to the O-ring figures. How far do you have that planned out?
Well,
as far as figures,
we in terms of names, we have them pretty much planned all the way to the end of the year, next year.
Of 2027?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And are you going to be doing a set of 4 or 2?
It will be 2, and, for 2027, we're probably looking into do it bi-monthly.
Okay.
So, and because next year we still mostly on retros. And, no matter how you look at it, I think we are at the point where retros need to go second place.
Okay. Gotcha.
In terms of, available IPs and months other stuff, right? That fits into that sort of style. You're really running out of guys. So, some people can say, oh no, there's this guy and that guy and all that, right? But we gotta be realistic here right now. Right. Okay. So and the thing is that I'm looking at O-ring having a huge potential. And I've been talking about it for so long, for 2+ years. I mean, I was talking to Max for at least 2. So, you guys know me. If I really want to do it, eventually I'm gonna do it. But sometimes it may take a little longer because I want to make sure that everything is like at least 80% go according to plan.
And Max, do you already have the card arts already planned out for 2027?
Not really. I guess that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, he doesn't even know the lineup yet.
Well, I guess that's my Saturday.
Yeah.
Try to let Wolfie be in.
Yeah, we'll let Wolf.
Sean, I sent you the link, the meeting link again in the chat, our chat here on Zoom. But I'm gonna try to admit Wolfie D. Let's see what happens.
Okay, hold on a second. I'll have a look.
Yeah, let's go ahead and admit Wolfie. No. Wolfie, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing, guys?
Good. I like the shirt. I'm digging that shirt.
I designed this shirt myself.
Oh, hey, Wolfie, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
It is a pleasure seeing you. 15-time USWA tag, part of 1/2 tag team champion.
Yeah.
Wolfie D. Wolfie, welcome
Yeah,
to the
Jamie
show,
couldn't
man.
get in somehow. I don't know why.
He couldn't get in.
I don't know why. He said he's been driving for 20 minutes and he couldn't get in.
I tell you this though, I know where he lives is like in the middle of nowhere. Like I haven't been, but I've heard it's like on top of a mountain somewhere. And it's I know he's got bad service and stuff, so who knows? And plus, he's not real technically sound.
Okay.
Wolfie, my brother to my right is a huge Kiss fan. Can you
I almost
please
wore
bring-
that in a kid shirt, but I've decided to go with the.
Can you please mention which album you guys used to carry to the ring in USWA at the very beginning?
Never in USWA do I believe we carried an album. This was when we were first doing the gimmick, before we ever had the hubcap, before that ever came to be a thing. We carried a record, an LP that the cover of it, I knew nobody would know what it was. It was Peter Criss's first solo album, not the one the one where it had the jukebox exploding.
Yeah.
I knew nobody would know what that was. And we said that we had a gold record in there and we would hit people with that. And then like Chris Champion was the booker on some of these outlaw shows that we were doing when we were first developing the gimmick. And he didn't like it. He's like, find something else. And so we came up with the idea. There was a place called Shelbyville, Tennessee. And it was a little cab company. In the back of the cab company, it looked like a damn junkyard, man. And we found a hubcap back there. We put a string around it. We found some spray paint. I mean, this was all spur of the moment, man. Before we went to the ring, spray painted PG-13 on it, and the rest is history.
That's awesome. From Peter Criss to a hubcap. I love it.
Yeah.
I had to tell that story.
That's
I heard you talk about that, and I was like, "Oh, that's perfect for Scott right next
Yeah.
to me." So, now I know this is kind of a different era, but through your numerous locker rooms you went through for the USWA to WWF to ECW, WCW, did guys ever talk about figures or talk about toys? I know it's a different era, but
Yeah. No, and no, man. That's why this is so cool to me. It's like finally, man, because I collected figures when I was a young fan. You know, I loved all that stuff. If we could get on a video game, that'd be cool too. And a lot of people have said that to me, like, why did they never, you know, because they got like a thing with all the nation people and except us. And it's like, man, you know, and I know we had heat when we left and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know, other people have had heat too. So,
well,
Here's a little story of how PG-13 ended up signing with KWK.
That was my next question.
So I suddenly got a message from someone one day and just go, PG-13 needs figures. I was like, I think it was the middle of the night over here, right? When I received the message. I was like, who the hell is that? Because, you know, it didn't say Wolfie D, it said Warren Wolf. So I was just like, you know, my head just couldn't compute at all. So I was like thinking, Wolf, I said Wolfie D. So, you know, and then I found out it was actually Wolfie. So, you know, we sat down, we talked about it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we got Jamie on board. And that's how it came about.
Yeah.
Well played, Wolfie. Well played.
You got to promote yourself sometimes, right?
Exactly.
No one has ever done that. Like, you know, usually people will come and ask me, go, hey, you know, is it okay if I make a figure or whatever? No one will go, hey, PG-13 needs figures. I'm like, huh? What?
So, Wolfie, you actually kind of mentioned it, kind of going back a little bit. What toys did you collect when you were younger?
G.I. Joe, the wrestling figures, He-Man, and pretty much.
Yeah. So you're an 80s kid just like us.
My mom worked at a Toys R Us. She was a manager at a Toys R Us. So
oh, wow.
First pick on everything. So, and they I gotta say, man, my parents, my stepdad and my mom, man, when it came to toys, I got pretty much whatever I wanted.
Nice. Wait. So for G.I. Joe, did you have the aircraft carrier?
No, I didn't have that. And they weren't my favorite. My favorite was He-Man. And I had most everything of that. G.I. Joe, the reason I like the G.I. Joes, because all my action figures were wrestlers regardless. And I would take a red pen, a red marker, and make blood and everything. But G.I. Joes, they had the martial arts grips. They could do all the moves right. You know what I'm saying? Like He-Man were all stiff, and even the big rubber LJNs, however they were positioned was how they were positioned, and I was more that I wanted it to look right, to me, and
It's funny you mentioned that. We used to work for a independent promotion out here called All Pro Wrestling out in the West Coast. And there was a wrestler by the name of Donovan Morgan, and Donovan Morgan used to get his LJNs and he would kind of practice moves. And then he would walk downstairs to the garage and practice, see if he just can come up with something. So he would practice on the LJNs, see if he could come up with something, and then go downstairs into the ring, pull out the crash pad, and then he would practice that way.
Oh, you know what I practiced on? And the irony in this is funny after you get into the business and you find out what the term is. But giant stuffed rat, okay? A rat. and I could do everything to it. I get on top of my dresser and practice the Jerry Lawler the fist drop on the dresser, and man, everything. But yeah, I had a rat that I experienced.
That is great, man. That is great. So now moving on to figures, when you messaged Sean regarding the hey, PG-13 needs figures, what in your head was going on? Like, were you thinking of already kind of like accessories? Were you already kind of thinking of how they would look?
I mean, not necessarily, I don't guess, but as me and Sean got to talking and we did the contracts and all that, then I started saying, hey, I think this would be a good idea. This would be a good idea. And, it's his deal and I don't want to overstep my bounds, but I'm a creative person. I can draw, I can do all that. So that I wanted to be a part of the design process, obviously, but I don't guess I really had anything in mind other than, hey, they need to look like us and they need hubcaps,
So Sean, when Wolfie reached out and about the PG-13 figures, obviously knowing you as long as we have, knowing how your mind goes, did it just all of a sudden kind of kickstart something?
My head already hurts right away when I was thinking about PG-13 figures. Let's be honest. The reason for that wasn't because of anything. It was because the amount of accessories that they had. Mm-hmm. The necklace, the hat, and it got to a point where that Joe and I really talked about it. Max was in that process as well, that we were like, what can we take out? What can we leave that, with the figures that make them look a lot more significant as PG-13 while still, not kind of mess it up in a way. So, that's where we had a lot of headaches with, because when, say, for example, if you and that's one reason why we don't have the hat for you, Wolfie, is because the hat is another extra tolling. So, we kind of have to balance it out. So, maybe just show the render image right now, and I can talk more about it.
Okay. Yep, Scott's pulling that up right now. Now, have you seen this Wolfie yet?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you look at it, we have the hubcap, specially requested from virtually everybody. and we actually did a poll, and people were we asked, if people wanted the nation look or they wanted the USWA look, and the USWA look won by a landslide.
It was coming.
Really?
It won by a landslide. So, right away I was thinking, okay, you know what? The nation out of the door. So, the tall hat is not going to be that tall. So, I had Joe to adjust it, because when he sent it to me, I go, okay, you know what? The hat is a little bit too tall. Like, it can be tall, but not that tall. So, it's a little bit too exaggerated. So, we're going to dump it down a little bit. So, it comes with a microphone. It comes with a hubcap. I'll see if I can squeeze in and try to make more than one hubcap.
Okay.
Into the package. So you can see Jamie's head, without the tall hat, how it looks. Now, we did something that, will sort of save us a little bit of tooling, but at the same time, that way it actually allows us to put in the accessories. So, you know, you have a microphone, you have a tall hat, and you have the hubcap. The torso, both the torsos are the same, and the pants are going to be the same, but the leg molds are going to be different.
Okay.
So, you know, sort of like what we did with Pantanaka and Great Kabuki. So, you know, we kind of, you know, take out the foot and, you know, put different foot style into that. So, you know, that sort of helped a little. And if you look at the arms, you know, both of them have different arms. So, you know, I'll you know, it most likely it will still be two tooling from the looks of it, which I hope not. But, you know, I hope we can sort of squeeze into one big tooling like we did with Berserker before.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're excited about these. Wolfie, obviously PG-13 very first figures. Congratulations, man.
I'm happy. I'm ready. Yeah, I mean, kind of, you know, people can say certain things don't matter. Oh, don't be a mark for yourself. That was kind of the way it was when we were breaking in, man. You didn't, you know, it wasn't a big deal to have a belt, and it wasn't a big deal for this. That you had to act like everything didn't matter, you know. But to me, and you know, business has changed now, and it's not like taboo to say that, you know, that I'm excited to have my own wrestling figure finally. I'm excited that we got inducted into the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame. I'm excited that we won the USWA belts 15 times, and we're mentioned when people talk about Memphis wrestling. We're one of the people they talk about, and that means a lot to me. And I think we deserve to have an action figure.
And you know, the best part is that people are going to be bringing these up to your table.
Yeah,
wanting to get these signed. You see it at WrestleCon all the time. You see it at, you know, all the shows that, you know, people are bringing figures up, and now this is going to be a great way for people to bring figures up, your very first figures on top of that, to get these signed.
Right.
So I'm going to try to see if I can do two variants on them. You know, because you guys have different style pants and stuff, right? So, you know, if I can get the cost right, you know, that I still have to talk to the factory about. If I can get the cost right, then I'll see if I can do two variants, you know, 250 each.
Yeah. Did you ixnay the jackets?
Well, that's also a problem as well. If we add the vest, the tooling is going to kill. Yeah. So, you know, that's also one problem as well. I wanted to do the vest. Like, you know, I thought adding the vest will make you guys look even more pop.
Yeah.
But there's still the whole cost thing, you know, to get involved, you know, and all that. So, you know, something has to give, not something I want, but
yeah,
that's where, I mean, you know me by now that I, you know, if I can push for something, I'll push for something. And you know, it just doesn't look like that we can do it, but you know, I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can. If the tooling allows it, I'll try to do a vest, but no promise on that.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Wolfie, how has it been working with Sean?
Great, man. I mean, it's not like we talk every day or anything, but when I do talk to him, I mean, he's straightforward, and you know, it's a good conversation usually, and I appreciate Sean, you know.
Yeah. Well, this is long overdue, man. Very long overdue. You guys getting your very first figures. Wolfie, thank you for joining us, man. We are excited for the PG-13 figures, and there's a lot of people that are excited about PG-13 figures as well. And we're happy that people are going to be bringing your very first figures up to you to get signed.
Yeah, be awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah. We appreciate you joining us, and Wolfie, you have a great rest of your Saturday, man.
All right, you too, guys. Take it easy.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Wolfie. Talk to you soon.
All right, bud.
Well, Sean, moving along, very excited about PG-13 figures. You know, that's awesome, dude.
I think we sort of squeeze as much as we can in terms of, you know, what we can with the accessories. But like I said, you know, I'll try to see if I can push for a vest. that, you know, if it fits within the cost.
There's a certain budget that goes into each
Yeah.
figure, so you've gotta make sure you hit that
I mean,
budget.
it's like Birth of Fae, you know, we already went way over budget.
Mhm.
And you know, that's because I got so gung ho with the whole thing, and Max knew about it when I told the team. I go, we got Birth of Fae, right? You know, because you guys know I've been like looking for the estate for like 2 years,
Right.
and it got to a point. This is how difficult it was. I ended up contacting the editor of Slam website in Canada, and he referred me to somebody that did the article on Birth of Fae's passing.
Mhm.
And then from him, he referred me to Tom, who's Rhonda's brother. But I couldn't I basically I reached out, but he didn't get my message.
Okay.
So I had to look through his friends list and then found somebody that knew a friend of mine apparently, and asked if he was a relative of Tom. And then
Man,
he called Tom. Tom sent me an email saying, "Hey, call me."
Man, that's a hell of a networking thing right there.
Yeah, so that's where, you know, and then Tom and I got on the phone and we talked for about 30 minutes. A contract was offered. He had to talk to family members about it and then got back to me on it.
Man, for going over budget, sorry, Max, that's coming out of your paycheck.
Oh, don't worry about it. He just got paid. He just got paid, dude.
You get paid. No, I'm just kidding. It's well deserved. It's well deserved, of course.
I just paid for his rent.
Lucky. No, it's well deserved, man, especially on that card art. It's well deserved. All right, we need to move along, and we're going to be introducing Josh McGraw from Squared Circle Toys as we bring him in. We're going to be talking a lot of kayfabe heroes here, Sean. Even more future lineups.
Oh boy.
Are you ready?
Square Circle Toys and I have so much to do next year. Don't we, Josh?
You guys are going to be working hand in hand, close knit. Hey, Josh, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How's it going, guys?
Doing well, doing well. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Sean's KWK Live Con, as we always like to say. You guys got a lot coming up in your on your plate coming up in future lineups, I should say.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty excited. I love working with Sean. I bother him all the time, and I don't think he ever. I don't think he ever sleeps. I woke him up last night at 7 a.m. He was still awake his time.
He doesn't sleep. In fact, when he does our show, he's usually like grabbing a coffee or having a DoorDash coffee or something like that, like a tall boy type thing, you know.
He seriously doesn't sleep. I don't want to go on to it. Like I call him at like my time. I'm Eastern Standard. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and I'll call him at random times. I'm thinking, oh, it's like 4 a.m. for him, and he'll just answer the phone every time. And I'm like, what's going on?
And then we end up talking all the way till 7 or something.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of stuff to go through with the kayfabe heroes line. Scott, if you could bring those up. Let's start off with coming up in 2027, Conan. And Sean, you've got 3 different look Conans going on right here.
Conan. Okay, so here's the thing. You know, when I signed Conan, we didn't know, you know, he had a condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and the surgery and all that. So, you know, I go, you know what? Why not? We might just want to announce him. So we didn't announce him first, but we announced him, you know, right after what happened. Mm-hmm. And you should be looking at 3 different eras of Conan next year.
Okay. Now,
yeah,
is this going to be kind of, it's spread out throughout the year, or is this going to be?
It will most likely be spread out over the during the year. We do have plans for Conan for other lines as well, but we're going to talk about that later.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, moving along for future KWK heroes figures.
I really have to raise my hand up. Yes, this one.
So this one you've been excited about for a while now.
Oh God, yeah. Luna for Sean. I think Josh, you know that how excited I was. Max,
I was just as excited for this one, and I actually got to talk to some of the family, like helping out a little bit, and they were wonderful. So,
well,
I mean, Luna. I hope that we will do her right this time around.
Oh,
I feel that we have made the families of say any of the wrestlers that we have done work with. I felt that we have made them proud, but this one is probably one of my biggest project next year to make sure we get it right.
Well, next year you'll be able to find this on squarecircleshop.com, right?
That's right. Hopefully.
There's a
no, you're not getting Luna. I'm getting all the Luna.
All right, let's move on. What is this?
A mystery tag team.
Oh, is it like the John Cena tag team, or I mean, what is this?
Well, we will have a surprise drop. Let's just put it this way: early 2027.
Are we talking January, February?
Something like that.
Are there any?
Josh, Max, and I all know about it, but we are not going to say anything.
This is the only thing I'll say about it. I sent Sean a picture of me on one of those electronic like things you see at the grocery store wearing this tag team shirt when I was like 6 years old.
6 years old.
Well, wait, how old are we, Josh?
I can't. I give it away. I'll give it away. Okay. I'm in my 40s. How's that sound?
All right. So we're talking 80s. 80s
or 90s, maybe 80s.
All right.
We're not saying anything, but I can tell you. This team is big.
Okay.
It's big.
All right. Are we talking WWF?
I'm not even gonna mention where they've been.
All right.
But this team, all I'm gonna say is this: this team is big, and I will just say, don't let the shadows fool you.
Okay.
It's probably our biggest tag team signing yet.
It's the Ding Dongs. That's the Ding Dongs. I guessed it. That's who it is.
Oh, I love the Ding Dongs.
We're
gonna do a bell that will fit into the Hasbro, figures corners that you can actually go ding 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 on them. How's that?
Nice.
This is the perfect accessory. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on. Oh, it was Crime Time. Is it? No, wait. Crime Time wasn't 80s. I'm joking. What is this, Sean? Do you want to see Crime Time figures?
Well, okay. So recently, JDG reached out to me and wanted me to represent him. So the more we talked about it, and he was telling me that he was still talking to Shad's family.
Okay.
Now, you guys know, newer talents tend to be a little bit more difficult, to sell in the market.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me was thinking, I want to do something for Shad because, we all know what happened with Shad, right? And, I part of me wanted to do something special, but at the same time, again, it's something similar to PG-13 where, you need a lot of accessories for this team.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the part where I'm not sure. So I'm asking the fans, do you want to see Crime Time coming out next year?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes a lot of sense. The answer is yes. People do want that. The answer is yes.
Yeah, you guys say that.
Yeah.
Because you guys will love anything that's new.
Of course. You know us too well.
You guys will love anything that's new.
All right. Moving along back to the pictures. Please explain.
Okay, so after signing Conan, I got referred to Vince Russo. And Vince and I talked, and it was a very, very pleasant talk. And the main thing was, should we do Vince Russo or should we do Fake Venom? Because Fake Venom fits more into the Hasbro era.
Mm-hmm.
But Vince Russo has more of a name in the community, right? You know, good or bad doesn't matter, right? You know, I'm sure that there are fans that love Vince and there are people that absolutely hate Vince.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope Brian Last won't be upset with me. So Brian, if you're watching this, you know, try to get Jim to get together with us. Come on now, right? So yeah, I mean, you know, I think we can do something with Vince next year. Now the question is whether to do Fake Venom or Vince Russo. So
I'll help out. I'll help out here. You surprised me with this one. You've not told me about this.
I did not tell you, right?
So it's simple. Whatever one you don't do, I'll take Vince Russo as an exclusive. You do Vic Venom. How's that sound?
Oh,
Done,
all right.
done.
Oh, okay, here we
That's
go.
simple. I want to take my Jeff Jarrett and my Hulk Hogan, Hasbro, and I want to put Vince Russo in there, man. Come on.
Well done, Josh. Well done.
Yeah, we could definitely look into that one.
Okay. Wow. All right. Now it's time to move on to O-Ring Heroes.
Oh, just so you guys know that, for, or at least I'll try to, for every O-Ring Heroes, squarecircleshop.com will get an exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, you know, the limited 100 exclusive.
Lucky Josh, man.
That's why I told you guys I got a lot of stuff that I'm working with Josh.
Okay,
Extra work for me.
Yeah, lucky Josh, man. Those exclusives are great too.
It's been a great partnership. I actually joined up with Sean at the Maximum re-release when he did them for $14.99. So it's been a long time, and I had the Kabuki Warrior 1 of 100 and the Fantastic. So
it wasn't the Kabuki Warriors; they were the Great Kabuki.
Great Kabuki, sorry, Great Kabuki, sorry, yeah.
Well,
don't mix it up with Asuka and Kyrie.
Not yet, anyway.
I want to sign Kyrie so bad, but you know it's hard.
You can do it. We got faith in you.
I sent so many feelers to so many people in Japan.
You can do it.
Nobody can get to her.
Yeah, we have faith in you, man. We have faith.
I'll have to try the U.S. side soon.
Just fly there. Just fly there. Come on.
Yeah, get your passport.
Well, I'm getting my passport back on Monday, so don't worry. You know, I'll figure something out.
All right, let's move along to the O-Ring Heroes that have been a hotbed lately. And starting off, popping up. There we go. Bruiser Brody. Now, I take it Chain.
Oh, Chain, obviously. The Fest, of course. The elbow pad is going to be painted on, just so you guys know. Not that I want to, but you know, there's still certain cost saving that I gotta look at. You know, I said cost saving so many times today that I felt like I was a bore. But
well, I'm actually in favor of you bringing up cost saving, because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, we want this, and they don't understand the costs that go into making a figure. Like every paint stroke costs however much, you know, especially
now, like when I first started, right, you know, it wasn't too much was set at a certain point, and now we have gotten to that I need to think about, say, for example, Josh, he needs to make his money as well, because he's carrying us. So, there's a bit of cost that has come down as well. But at the same time, I cannot charge customers too much that they will go on a riot. And somehow, let me just use this opportunity since we are here. Guys, Josh doesn't work for me. I work for Josh. He pays me. Okay, let's just make it clear. So don't make it like Josh works for KWK. He doesn't. Josh and I have a great business relationship. He's a good friend. I can't say enough about how much Josh has his input into the product. Because when we sit down, he knows how all my costs. Josh knows all my costs, and I'll lay it out to him. I go, okay, you know what? Wait, this here. If we do this, this figure is gonna break me, right? So he will also look out for me on that too. So he will have his suggestions, and that's why whenever we talk, we end up talking for 3 hours all the time.
That's very true. And I'll just add to that. I do get, they think I'm like the US branch of KWK or something, like businesses reach out to me and I have to forward them to Sean and stuff. It's really funny.
What happened, Max? You have been with KWK for this long and nobody comes to you. They all went to Josh. Like, what happened?
You're his filter.
I don't know.
It's your fault. You're too tall, that's why.
Max actually just started working on the Bruiser Brody card art. That's what I can see him starting to work over there.
Yeah.
Bruiser Brody's going to be an interesting one, I think, because I've already thought of it. With the molds that we have right now, so with say for example with this mold, I think most likely what's going to happen is we're going to do leg guards, the furry leg guards on, just basically that we can actually tub it in, which is easier that way. And then a removable vest because, the tooling is there already. So, it's no point making an extra tooling, right? So new head and, that's that. You don't need anything extra for that. Then all the costs can go into Berserker because Berserker's wear is going to be more costly.
By the way, surprise, Berserker. Here's Berserker.
Yeah, because Berserker is more costly than you have. You have we will have to make a new torso for him, right? And I'm still thinking whether the helmet is going to stay on or it's going to be removable.
That was going to be my next question. Like, what accessories are going to be coming with them?
Right. And then you have the sword, and his leg guard is different. Right? His leg guard is different. My main concern is the lines in those leg guards. Because when we did the retro version, right, we had to hire an expert painter to come in. Like a freelance that we had to pay extra of to do it.
Oh wow.
But with his one, with the O-ring is so tiny, I just don't think that we'll be able to do that. So that's where my next headache is going to be.
Okay. Well, let's worry about current headaches. Worry about later headaches. Also, the Orient Express. Orient Express has done well for you, haven't they?
Orient Express, and here's the thing, Pat and Paul, they're both part of the brand right now, because I'm also their agent, right? So, part of me is that, look, I want to do something for them. I want to, a lot of these talents, here's the thing, and we're going to get to a third line in a bit. And one of the reason why I'm sort of spreading out like this is because I want all these talents that signed with us to make that extra money.
Okay.
And I think it will be good for Pat. I think it will be good for Paul.
Well,
And and let's be honest, they have, as far as their figure is concerned, they have done great for themselves. And Orient Express is a good fit into the line because they sort of resembles a little bit of the was it Karagashi clan, the one where Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow were in.
Yeah, it starts with a K.
Yeah.
Kashiraji or something.
Yeah. So it sort of fits into that, and it works well, I think.
It does. It does. And that ring is starting to fill up as we're showing off more
Oh,
and
yeah.
more pictures.
Oh yeah.
Orient Express O-ring 2027?
Yeah, most likely 2027. This year we only gonna do 4.
Okay.
And we have Jake and Bad News now in pre-order.
Mhm.
And we also have Berserker and Bruce Brody pre-order gonna be November.
November? Okay. Gotcha. Well, next one to go in the O-ring heroes. Luna Vachon.
Now, Luna is going to be part of all 3 lines. I'm gonna say she's going to be part of all 3 lines. But is she going to be in every single line within the year? Most likely not.
Okay.
Because we do sort of wanting to rotate around. Just you cannot just shove everyone, all these IPs into one year. It just doesn't work that way.
Right.
So that's where I got to be a little bit careful with that.
All right, and moving along, Gangrel. You signed Gangrel.
Yeah. Oh man, Dave is such a great guy to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
I love talking to him. Like we were talking to a point where he go, "Hey, I should probably hire you to be my agent." It got to a point like that. And I was thinking of whether I should put him for retros as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Okay.
Because he has had retros before, and it's not like people are demanding for a new one. Unlike Luna, people are demanding for a new one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gangrel isn't. So I'm sort of like not sure. Again, that's another question. Do you want to see a new Gangrel? Because if you do, maybe 500 pieces. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's something that is considerable as well. Yeah.
All right. And also going into the O-ring heroes, Max Moon. Excellent.
Oh, it's not going to be this Max Moon. It's also going to be Conan's Max Moon as well. We're going to do a battle of Max Moon 2-back.
Oh
wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
What a good idea.
Yeah. So for the limited 100 edition, and I haven't talked to you about this yet. You can say no. You can say no right away if you want to.
Surprise, Josh.
I want to do the yellow version as the exclusive.
I'm in for the yellow one. You already know that.
There you go. Easy. See how easy Josh is. It's always easy to talk to Josh like that.
And as Sean just mentioned, the Max Moon Conan version.
Yeah. So my son Yoshi, yeah, he has to be in it. We talked about it before, right? Like Yoshi is such a good. It has such a good similarity to Quick Kick in the G.I. Joe. And I just feel he would be such a great fit. And when I told Yoshi that when we were in the Philippines in March, I said, I got a new line for you. And he go, really? He when he's happy, like his eyes goes up and stuff, right? Yeah, I love him to death. And he was like, really? I go, yeah, but the pay won't be as good. He go, okay, I just want new figures.
Now, are you going to do new? Because you did 2 or 3 different Yoshis. I'm trying to rewrite.
We have 4. We have 4, and the we have pretty much sold out Yoshis, right? Josh, I think you've sold out on him as well. One of the Yoshitatsu went on eBay and it got sold for over $200 now.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Now is this going to be a new? Are you going to put him in new gear for the O-ring, or is this going to be one that you?
Well, his most famous gear. We have to do that. We have to do his most famous gear, and I made the mistake of putting that into the 1 of 100 last time, and people were going, "Oh, you should have done that" and stuff, right? So there you go. And this time around, no, not going to happen. This one's going to be the regular version. Josh and I will probably talk more about which other version we're going to do with Yoshi. I have one in mind, but it still has to wait for him to confirm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Hayabusa also will be coming in the O-ring. That made sense.
I have had so many requests for Hayabusa to be part of the O-ring.
Oh.
And yeah, I have so many requests. And
it makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
He looks like a G.I. Joe.
Right.
He fits perfectly into the O-ring. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense that Hayabusa would go in.
And that's why he will be coming out in the same month as Yoshi.
Okay.
So, because there's this contrast, and people have to think of it like this. I don't just think of this line for the wrestling crowd. I also think of this line for the crowd that collects G.I. Joe. Like the original, Raw series.
Oh, I can already see like Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes versus Yoshi and Hayabusa in the ring. I
mean,
so and that's the thing. I was talking to someone last night, and someone said to me and go, why are you doing it such a way like that? I said, my whole idea is not just simply focus on the wrestling crowd. I mean, the wrestling crowd already has so many to choose, let's be honest, right? And in order for something to cooperate with with a new market, I think that's a direction that we need to look at. And that's where it's a big jump to just simply going, hey, you know what? Let's just do this guy. You never know. I may suddenly come out with some guy that people don't even know or have very little knowledge of.
Mm-hmm.
And put the guy into O-ring. Because, like I said, the O-ring is going to be set for a combination of a wrestling crowd along with those that collect traditional O-ring.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's time to move on to, and you've mentioned it a couple of times, your third line. Now, everybody knows you have O-ring, you got KWK Kayfabe Heroes, but now it's time for the
Josh
third
is
line.
dead excited for this one when I told him. We should have gotten Jeff from Go Figure Collectibles in here because he was the one that got most excited from.
Well, I don't know if we should just pop the picture up and
put it up.
All right. This is Sean's third line. And Sean, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Welcome to Kayfabe Legacy. So, Kayfabe Legacy is going to be an 8-inch soft plastic. I don't want to use the word rubber because it sounds like I'm wearing a condom.
Well, we got rubber and O-ring, so we're good here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, so we got rubber and we got O-ring, right? So perfect fit. But anyway, so January it's going to be the first ever Kayfabe Legacy line of a figure. And for people that's thinking, oh my God, he's jumping into that realm as well. Listen, I wouldn't be worrying too much about that because this is not going to be a line where I'm going to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to go absolutely gung-ho about it and, do all that and all that stuff. Josh and I talked about it. It's basically for some of the talents that actually fit into this that we're gonna do. It's not gonna be like, oh, we're gonna put in every single freaking guys in there. No. How this came about, it was one time when I was talking to someone about bringing the Hayabusa, the rights to their line, and what happened was, in the middle of it, I got ghosted, and then another person that was going to do an O-ring line was asking me about factory quotes.
Mhm.
So I took an LJN Brutus Beefcake, because I had an extra of that. So I took it down to the factory and go, give me a quote on that. And right away you go, we're not using these plastic anymore. It won't pass. The straight up, the factory owner go, it won't pass the what was it, the environmental pass, or whatever it was called. So it just wouldn't pass. So it had to be used in a different type of plastic. And we sat down. I think we talked about that for like 3 days about it. And then so I go, okay, so say if I'm doing Max Spoon, what's the cost on that? So wrote out the cost. Now look at that. I go, maybe that's something we can do. So I talked to Max, I talked to Joe. They were like, do it. So I talked to Josh. Josh go, let's do it. So here we are.
All right. Well, so as we all know, there are various various companies doing these style of figures.
Right.
What's going to make yours different?
To me, it's this. We want to make them, I wouldn't say realistic, but more realistic American cartoon style.
Okay.
So when you look back into the 80s, 90s Marvel comics and stuff like that, that sort of facial expressions, that sort of stuff, I think that's the direction we're going to go with. At the same time, they making sure that they would fit into these lines.
Now, Scott's got up the Orient Express. Does this mean 2-packs, or are we going to do single cards?
Single cards. There's no way that you can do 2-packs on this type of figures.
Okay, gotcha.
It's too difficult. But Max and I already talked about it. We what we're planned on to have a universal packaging. So the card is going to be the same.
Okay.
So most of Max's work is going to be on the O-ring. This is like one thing. And Josh, his exclusive, they're going to be on black cards. The regular ones is going to be blue cards. Yeah, we've already talked about that.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
so again, Square Circle Shop, they're going to get the 1 of 100 exclusive. So there are going to be 2 variants again.
Perfect.
Posters. Are there going to be posters?
That's the age-old question, Sean. Posters or not posters?
And file cards on the back.
Oh, that's when Max is going to do some work on as well, and that's the posters.
Got it.
Yeah, we wanted to be as close to the predecessor as possible.
Okay, got it. And kind of doubling back to O-rings, one of the thing about the G.I. Joe cards is they had the agent file card on the back.
For sure.
Are you guys going to do that on the O-rings?
We got to do something similar.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you glad you stuck around, Max? Now you got more work to do on posters.
Oh man.
That's job security. What are you talking about?
That's going to kill my pocket.
He's getting his rent paid.
Yeah,
that's going to kill my freaking pocket. Thank you.
Also coming to the Kayfabe Legacy line, Max Moon. So he'll be part of all 3 lines. O-ring.
Yes, he will be. He will be.
Yep.
But like I said, it's very similar to what I've said before. We're spreading across 3 toy lines. We don't want too many overlapping.
Mm-hmm.
But Max Moon being Max Moon, Josh, you're getting the yellow one again. Yep. So this to me it's this. I think Max Moon has done great for us, and he's so toyetic that will fit into any toy lines.
Yep.
So it's a no-brainer that we put him in.
Okay.
Sometimes Sean's a little modest about what's happening, and let's be serious. The Orient Express are so successful, it's crazy. I get asked every day, how can I get more Orient Express? Sean went to the factory recently and scrounged me up some extra Orient Express. Like, just give me 3, give me 4, find 8. I don't care how many you find and send them to me.
I dug so deep, right? The factory owner was like, I'm not going to make you extras unless you got to give me a large amount. I go, I'm not. Are there any leftovers? And that one afternoon I was digging through some of the old boxes so much to a point I thought I had a workout. Like, because Max, you've been to the factory. There's no AC whatsoever. It's like freaking 30 degrees. It's like what? Something like 90 something degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And with the humidity and all, you talk about Southern China.
Yeah.
Boy, it's just bad. And like by the time I was done, I was like, I need to go back to the hotel room and just change, because like, I was sweating all the way down to my underwear. Yeah. So I found a few. So a couple went to Josh, and a couple went to went to our UK headquarters. So the next batch, the shipment with Tenryu and Kabuki, they're going to be coming with a little bit of that, but still, I think we have like what, 10 sets total between Square Circle Toys and the UK headquarters. So not many.
Well, you got Dory Funk up on the screen. Now we got some questions. Cowboy hat or for the Legacy?
Well, that's one thing that I was thinking of. Now, there are two sides. There's one saying that, hey, you know what? Just have him in his ring gear, just slap him a belt, all good. And then there's this group and go, hey, we want Hoss with the trench coat this time. So, when we get to that, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Marty has been on me quite often and go, hey, can we get another toy into the whole deal? Because for at least another 2 years that she's gonna be with us, or Dory's gonna be with us. So I was like, okay, let me think of something. And when we sat down and look at all the potential IPs that fit into the Legacy line, Dory comes to mind, because we already had a Terry Funk LJN. So putting Dory in will actually be a good fit.
Perfect. Moving along, Hayabusa, of course, that fits as well for the
Hayabusa was the one that started everything, literally. Because I was in the middle of a deal that I got ghosted. So I handled the IPs of Hayabusa. I pitched it to several companies and go, hey, you know what? You want to carry Hayabusa? And you go, oh, maybe some other time, or just basically, then give me the FU. I'm sure, when it's on the message and go, hey, FU, why the hell do I want to help you? Stuff, right? So I was thinking, okay, since I handle handle all the toy deals and stuff, why not just roll with it? And we already have Hayabusas for Kayfabe Heroes, and there's so many requests for O-Ring. Why not put him in as well? Because I was already in the middle of a talk for it, and Hayabusa was pretty much the start of everything.
Have you started already coming up with the poses and everything for your Kayfabe Legacy?
Not yet, but let's be honest. The pose are pretty much those couple of the poses, right?
Mhm.
The thing is how we can manage cost from the different tooling. So, we basically looked at everything that's in the market
Mhm.
and how they work. And, and I understand why they would work like that. Because, if you have a full thing for the cost itself, it's going to be astronomical.
Right.
So, that by doing that, there are parts that you can still reuse in a sense. That will also help. So, this is the part where we'll look at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, moving along to the next one in the kayfabe legacy line, next wrestler, I should say, Ken Patera. What look you going? Or is that the look you're going to go for right there?
That's the one that I'm thinking of. And also, if you look at the old Ken Patera,
Uh-huh.
the original LJN Ken Patera, right?
Mhm.
It's a good looking figure. Don't get me wrong. But was it accurate? It really wasn't.
I wouldn't say no. I would agree with you. It wasn't 100% accurate.
It wasn't accurate in terms of the gear, because he never wore just blue with the old WWF logo on.
True.
So it gives us something that we can play around with, and sort of update him in a sense.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you guys know about this. Ken has recently broke his neck from a fall.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
So right away I was thinking, it's there other ways that we can help him to raise some money, because we got Ken coming on November.
Mhm.
The around the same time of the first Survivor Series, right? So that's one we were already thinking of. And Josh and I already talked about an exclusive for that. I'm still talking to him about Aja Kong and Matalik, hopefully. If he's really to take Matalik.
Mhm.
He's thinking, probably not, right? I don't know. But we'll see what happens, depending on how Samurai Del Celso, right?
Right.
He's doing really well.
Josh was like just messaging me from just before we had the show, and he was like, I need to take more Samurai Del Sol from you. I go, okay, fine, do it.
And next up in the kayfabe legacy line, hold on, we just lost it. Well, Sean, you shocked the hell out of the people here going with the kayfabe legacy line. I'll tell you,
Really?
you shocked some people. Nobody expected this one.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say this earlier. I'd kind of view this as like the greatest hits line, like what Sean was saying earlier, kind of just to Americanize it a little bit. It's like it's taking the biggest sellers from the retro line and putting them in this line. Like your Orient Express, your Max Moons, and so on. Dory's retro sold out before they even got here.
Really?
So pretty much, yep.
Wow. Good for you, Sean. Good for you. And
here's the thing. I think people have to understand that, okay, Los Conquistadors, that's another one that we talked about.
Josh is fist pumping like he's in a Jersey Shore.
Because when Jose reached out to me the other day, and he go, are there more figures for us? I go, yeah, there will be. So they know about it already. So I'm sure they will be happy to know that they got another one.
They fit into the LJN line.
Exactly. If you look at majority of the figures that we are looking into for the legacy line are basically ones that either they are absolutely freaking toyetic, right, or ones that will clearly fit into that particular line.
Mhm.
Like, we don't want to just put in someone random in there. I mean, like, prime example, I'm not going to put Yoshi into this line. As much of a son that he is of mine, right? I'm just not going to put him in.
It still makes me laugh. You call him the son.
Well, he still calls me dad. So, there you go.
It just works.
These guys are one of the people I get the most questions about, or the old figures, from his first or second series, the Conquistadors. And also, you can also pretend they're other people too. So
there have been many people to play Conquistadors.
Correct.
I have been talking to a company in Japan that they're very famous. Their logo had a mask on there, so if you're into indie wrestling, you know who I'm talking about. I'm sure Max probably knows. And the owner and I are very good friends. And he has been asking me if, there can be a figure made for the company that can be cheap. Because, I don't know if you guys know this, Japanese economy is not doing exactly great. So, and he wants to think of something possible that we can work with. So next time I go to Japan, initially was going to be in June, but, that didn't happen. So, this time around when I go over there, I'm going to sit down and talk to him about it. Might there be an exclusive for Japanese only? I don't know. It's probably not even going to be anything, really related into any sort of wrestling characters. But, we may end up using that old Los Conquistador mold if it even happens.
Sean, early price points on the Kayfabe Legacy line.
We are looking at $49.99 each.
Okay.
Some distributors may have them for higher. We don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is huge news to round out the KWK 2026 con. Sean, you blew us away yet again. Good job, man.
I hope we did.
Oh yeah. Oh.
How's the chat looking, Scott?
I got one for Sean because he surprised me a couple times. So I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Sean, because there's a chat here and there's some regular people in there that we talk to all the time. Okay. So this is something that we've talked about like for the last month. Should Sean make another P in news? Like,
I'll need to talk to Paul about that. But I'll say this. The initial plan when we had Series 1 was going to be 3 variants. Max knew this. But for whatever reason, the third one didn't happen because there was a big shakeup within the ranks. And that's when Mark had to step in and finish up all of the paperwork. I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, is there potential to have a third one? Yes, I will. There's a potential for that. I'll just leave it at that. But is it going to happen? I still have to talk to Paul.
Okay. And we did have one other question, Sean, just to clear up on Buddy Landell. You did say there would be a variant on the Buddy Landell, correct?
I'm not sure if we can. Can we?
Oh, so no variant as of right now.
I will really have to look deep into that because if we're gonna have a variant of Buddy Landell, most likely it's gonna be a boot variant, right? Because he really I don't even recall he wore different colors of tights.
Okay.
Because he pretty much had one rope. And if we're gonna do a different rope, it's gonna be costing us an arm and a leg.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So no variant on Buddy Landell as of right now.
Never. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I will have to look into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that was it.
All right, that is it, guys. Thank you, Sean. Excellent work. Max, thank you for sticking around with us, man. We appreciate you and your hard work that you did. And Josh, squaredcircleshop.com is where you can find a lot of these kayfabe hero figures, or KWK figures, I should say, and more to come, right?
Absolutely.
Oh boy, don't we have? Let me just put it like this: I'm in talks with multiple IPs right now.
Including the Fully Poseable Wrestling Figure podcast, right? Just
Yeah,
just
sure.
kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna make you guys into 2-pack next year, and I'm gonna lose a ton of money because of it.
Probably.
We'll become investors at that point.
The only way you can distinct us is making us O-rings, making our O-rings or whatnot.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry. That's a good way to end out the live. Anyways, Sean, excellent work. Excellent
Thanks a lot.
work. Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, guys.
Excellent work. Kayfabe Legacy, squaredcircleshop.com for Josh over there. Max, excellent work on the O-ring figures and the carding and everything, man. You and Sean are doing a hell of a job on those. Those pre-orders are up right now at shopkwk.com as well as the American site too for those. So check that out. Sean, excellent work, man. Thank you for the surprise. Thank you for letting us host.
I'm so glad that my voice came back today. Like 2 days ago, I couldn't even talk. You can ask Max. Like in the middle of a sentence, I was like coughing my lungs out.
Max was actually going to have to be the spokesperson today.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sean. Nice to meet you, Matt.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Josh, thank you for coming on, man.
Yep.
Thank you.
Guys, that is it for the KWK Con 2026. Again, shopkwk.com, squaredcircleshop.com is where you can find a lot of the KWK figures. And KWK Brand on Instagram. Check that out. Thank you again, guys. Thank you for joining us. That rounds out the live for this year. And done.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sean.
See, I told you we're gonna be done